Visual novels have been picking up steam in the past few years. I personally haven't played any, and the only one I've seen is Doki Doki Literature Club. But after seeing the success of some of these games, that got me thinking, how hard is it really to make a visual novel? And after making this video, I've learned that it can be as hard as you want it to be. So most visual novels are made in this engine known as Ren'Py. It's called Ren'Py because it uses Python, which is an extremely beginner-friendly programming language. The Ren comes from the Japanese word
恋愛 love,
which is pretty much what every visual novel nowadays is based on. It has a community of thousands of developers, hundreds of features, and can pretty much do everything you would ever want it to do. But Ren'Py isn't really Python. Ren'Py has its own scripting language for visual novels, and you would have to learn 2 other custom languages to create your own user interface and functionality. If you know me, I like to acquire useful skills out of my projects, and learning 3 languages that can only be used to make visual novels does not sound very useful to me. I scoured through Reddit threads trying to find anyone bad-mouthing Ren'Py in hopes that maybe I don't have to use Ren'Py, but honestly, every experienced visual novel developer says if you aren't making a AAA game, you are definitely sabotaging yourself by not using Ren'Py. However, I ignored all of those, and I found this one comment that said they used like Unity, and 5 seconds later, I got the project set up. Now with Unity, I would have to do everything from scratch. All the characters, backgrounds, music, scripts, that would all be me. Am I going to make a AAA visual novel? Not even close. But am I going to get a lot better at Unity after this? Probably not. Let's get started. The very first thing I would need to do is make my own custom visual novel engine. It would be extremely inefficient to hardcode every single scene, so I would need to make my own Ren'Py. The architecture is simple. I'll have an engine that will read the script line by line, giving the script writers features such as if statements, choice making, scene management, and variables. I'll have to make my own scripting language that I plan to base off of HTML, using tags to encompass sections and feed data to the game. These parse commands will then be inputted into various different systems. The dialogue system will feed text into a dialog box with a typewriter style animation. It'll also accept data from the engine as to which character is speaking at the moment. And if applicable, we'll have a headshot of the character displayed on the left side while displaying the character's name on top. And a headshot, for those of you that don't know, is just a picture of someone's face, not what I do in Valorant every single day. The background manager is pretty boring. It's just a container, it accepts background images. Though I did code a fade transition using Unity coroutines, which is also pretty boring. But anyways, the character manager was somewhat more entertaining. Just like the background manager, it's a container that holds game objects with character sprites attached to them. However, it adjusts depending on the script. Each character can have different states, depending on the number of image files they have. They could be angry, happy, sad, jumping, anything. There's also a special feature that I added, which I call close characters. When the script detects a close character input, it pretty much just zooms the character in, so it really looks like you're conversing with them. I got this idea from seeing this visual novel called Flowers, some French name. Yeah, that's definitely what it's called. Sometimes when the character is talking to you, they just appear in your face in a process that I call instant teleportation. It's kind of creepy, but I think it makes the game more immersive. The sound manager was boring. Inputs given, creates game object, WAV, I don't know how to pronounce it, WAV file that plays destroyed when finished, simple. Then I made the choice manager, which was kinda tricky because I had to find a way to allow it to run commands encompassed in the choice tag. And I also had to find a way to pause the entire flow of the game when a choice was being prompted, but it was definitely rewarding when it was finally finished. Though it kinda looks like trash, but user interface is easy to make as long as the scripting has already been done. So after spending hours coding, I realized that the novel needed art and music, and unfortunately for me, I'm bad at both. Getting the music was simple. I just found some nice lo-fi beats from this video called "Hi, you're cool, wanna get bubble tea?" I'm not gonna play them here because it's probably copyrighted, but you can check it out in the game. No idea if I can use it or not, but surely they won't come after me for using it in a crappy open source visual novel, right? For the backgrounds, I just found some anime wallpapers, and as for the characters, I just used this anime character maker. But the only problem with the anime character maker is that you can only make anime girls, which is not really a problem, but I had to base the entire story off of that, not as if the story was going to be about them regardless. And after not much effort, here are my 2 characters, Kasumi and Mayu. Yumi. I'm really bad at naming things, so I just looked at the most popular Japanese girl names, and these two names stood out because they both end with Umi, which kind of makes them sound like a dynamic duo. And after writing the script and putting in all of the effects, the game was finally done. In a world of dictators, stress, and schooling, 3 high schoolers decide what they want to do during their time off. Enter the world of Kaisei High School as you follow the journey of a group of friends. Make decisions that change the course of the world. Will you win it all, or will you end up forgotten? Find out now by downloading the hottest new visual novel, Example Novel. Download link in the description.